Welcome back to the dojo, y'all. Welcome back to the daily discussions. If you're new to the channel, I'm your host, Professor Hawk Sensei. And today I want to talk about capitalism. Yes, capitalism. The economic ideal that promotes private ownership and supply and demand. Yes, capitalism. We live in a capitalistic society where everything is based upon capital and gains. And those who don't gain lose if you can't keep up with this system. Most of us are in the rat race, just trying to stay in the game long enough to make it to retirement. But the way things are going, it doesn't look like any of us will get a retirement. They're already starting to do away with Social Security. And many of us are passing away before we even get the chance to collect. I think back in the day, the average amount of years people lived after retirement was like 7 or something years. I was talking to a friend. These were the numbers he gave me, but I think as medical advancements progressed, it went on to I think 15 to 20 years. This society literally will burn you out. And I know a lot of you are feeling that right now. Burn out from work, burn out from responsibilities such as kids, mortgage payments, car notes, and what have you. And it seems like a revolution is on the horizon. I don't really know, but I know with all the TikToks and videos that I've seen, people are exhausted. People are burnt out. People are done with this society and the way that it runs. But what is the alternative? I guess we could go back to the barter system, or even further back to farming the land. And we just have a co-op living situation where everyone lives off the land. We all farm together, we all hunt together, and we all cook together. There will be more brotherhood and camaraderie and more togetherness. That may be a better world. But this capitalistic society has pulled us all apart to where we're all competing for funds, fiat currency. Fiat currency. If you're not familiar with what fiat currency, just open your wallet, and if you got a few dollars in there, there you go. That's fiat currency. Money as debt. Money created to represent debt. Yes, indeed. If you didn't know, America borrows its money that's printed by the Federal Reserve. And this money is printed at interest. What does that mean? That means if America borrows $100, there will be a tax on that money, an interest tax. And it may be $20 to $50. Who knows what it means? But those $20 to $50 were not printed. So where does that extra money come from? It comes from your labor and your assets. That's why property gets seized and repossessed. Because there's no way we're ever going to be able to pay off this debt. This is the world that you were born into. Everybody who's alive today has to, in some way, shape, or form, subscribe to the capitalistic society. A society based upon money. They're trying to get rid of God. And they're doing a pretty good job at it. To where most of your time, energy, and mentality is focused on acquiring money. I made a video that there's kids out there playing in the back somewhere. They're close by and they're ruining my video, but I'm gonna keep trudging along with all the noise. I wish they'd go play somewhere else. They have to play near my house. Why? I don't know. But yeah, we're all born into this system. The Matrix was definitely a documentary. It didn't really go into great detail about the world at large. But those of us who are alive today, we can feel it. Morpheus said, the Matrix is everywhere. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It's the world that's been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. And what is the truth? That we're all slaves to this system. It is on our manpower and our mind power that keeps this system running. I wonder what it would be like if we all just collectively decided to no longer support this system. Then the millionaires and billionaires will be pulling their hair out because there will be from nowhere else to siphon funds from. I wish we all could come together and live off of the grid. But I don't think that the powers that be would allow that to happen. Even though we probably outnumber them 1,000,000 to 1. We don't really want to give up civilization because it's all that we know. It's what we were born into, this world of sin, where none of us know if we're really gonna make it. It doesn't matter how hard you work or how much you save, because at a moment's notice, everything can be ripped right from under you. So some may ask, what's the point? And without even asking, you already know what the point is. It is to survive. But at what cost? The cost of everything. It doesn't matter if you live in poverty or you're well off, or even if you are a millionaire or billionaire. We all subscribe and succumb to this system of capitalism, supply and demand. I currently work in a grocery store, and yesterday I had to dispose of the trash. And most of the trash that I disposed of was food that could no longer be sold. There's so much waste in this society that we live in, but yet there are countless people that go hungry every single day because someone wasn't able to make money off of the food that was thrown away. Yes, this is the world that we live in. We have the technology, we have the resources to where no one would have to go hungry. But that's not the case because somebody has to make money off of what was produced or created in a factory or on a farm. Yes, this is the world we live in, and I hate it. I hate having to go to work to earn just a little bit of money to keep me going. It's a very sad existence. And I know you who are watching me could agree that this is a very sad existence, where none of us truly own anything in this capitalistic society. Because, like I said before, it can be taken from you, seized, or repossessed. You can lose it all just because you weren't able to make the payments. Give me 1 second. I want to see what the... Yeah, I decided to look up there to see who was out there making all that noise. And it was a parent and their kids running up and down the alleyway. And what it seems like, I guess, is like a little wagon or something. They just disturbing my peace. You know, but I guess you try to find any little bit of happiness you can in this society that wants to take everything from you. We live in a world that cares more about profits than people. Your life, your life is diminished to nothing more than just a number on a screen. The human experience has been all but destroyed for the sake of money. And now somebody's crying. Sad, isn't it? I thought in my life I'd be able to have kids, own a home, and create wealth. But even in America, the most prosperous... My God, this is so annoying. Even in America, the most prosperous nation that has ever been, the majority of us will probably never see that reality. The cost of living is so astronomically high that people said, forget that, I just want Section 8. But now Section 8 has been reduced to the maximum of 2 years. And you might have to wait 5 years to get it. There's a supreme imbalance in the way things are run nowadays. And I don't know what any of us can do to fix it. All I know is that I'm just praying that something happens to where the average person can live a good, healthy, happy life. But the powers that be could care less. They like this system and they thrive off of it because the average worker who works for a corporation or a company or a business is making them rich. Yes. Why would they want to change anything? They've got it good. They've got it made. While the rest of us suffer in silence. The male loneliness epidemic, the single mother epidemic, the cost of living crisis, and the psychosis of the world that we live in. You gotta be crazy to think that any of this is normal. And it's all because of capitalism. Yes, indeed. The desire to make money off the backs of those who work. America was built off of free labor. In other words, slavery. Yes, that's what this nation was built upon. And for people to say that this is the greatest nation that has ever been, it seems they've forgotten all about slavery. But the lives that we live today are no better than the slaves of yesteryear, because we're all still just supporting this system that does nothing but take from us. The money that you earn is taxed. Income tax, federal, whatever. It's all taxed. So every dollar you earn, a portion of it is given to the government, who had nothing to do with your work, your blood, sweat, and tears. But yet they get a portion of it because that's the way this world is set up. It's a sad state of affairs, and it doesn't look like it's going to be getting any better anytime soon. So the best thing I can say is try your best, because we are currently living in the Hunger Games. And before long, everybody's going to be hungry. I feel as though riots and revolution is soon to come to pass. I hope we don't end up living in a Blade Runner society. I saw that movie today, Blade Runner 2049. And it was a dystopian future. There was no happiness in that movie. It was just pure dread and pure sadness. And they showed what it was like to have an AI partner. They showed that. And I feel as though that's where we're headed. A lonely society that has no hope in the future. Gen Z, I'm looking at you, because y'all got the worst part of this society. And it seems like there's literally no way out. We're trapped in capitalism until the powers that be decide to do something different. I don't have any solutions for you. I just wanted to come on here and discuss my thoughts and perspectives about the society that we live in and how lopsided and imbalanced it is. I hope and pray that God can do something to change this world, but it seems as though my prayers are falling on deaf ears. I hope you enjoyed this video, because this was just my perspective on the world at large. And with that being said, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. I hope you're waking up every day with a plan, a purpose, and a smile. And if you're not waking up with a plan, a purpose, and a smile, hey, at least you're waking up. Until next time, y'all. Class dismissed.